Hey Tigers, we're going to go over page 7 today. We are talking about dividing rational numbers.
So today our essential question is, how do you divide rational numbers? Basically what we're going to be talking about is how to divide with decimals and how to divide with fractions. So first thing I want to point out is that you guys are going to be dealing with negative signs. So you guys are going to use the sign combination cheat sheet from page 3 of your notes to help you determine if your answer is going to be positive or negative. Okay, so now we're going to talk about dividing decimals. So the first thing that you guys are going to do when you have to divide with decimals is that you guys are going to move the decimal in the divisor to the right until it is a whole number. Okay, so divisor is a vocab word. Basically, it means the number that is doing the dividing. Next, you guys are going to move the decimal in the dividend to the right the same number of times. Okay, dividend is another vocab word. It means the number that is being divided. So it's always dividend divided by divisor. Okay, once you guys have moved your decimal point, you're going to move it straight up into your answer. And then you guys are going to do normal long division. Okay, to give you guys an example here, we have 3.625 divided by 2.5. 2.5 is not a whole number. There's a decimal. So I need to move my decimal point one time to the right to turn it into 25. Okay, and that all is right here in this little bubble. Because I moved it one time to the right, I have to move the decimal in between the 3 and the 6 one time to the right. Now it's in between the 6 and the 2. I'm going to move it straight up into my answer, so I'm going to put it on top. And then I'm just going to do regular long division. So instead of 3.6, now I have 36. 25 can go into 36 one time. Subtract 25, I'm left with 11. Bring down the 2, now it's 112. 25 can fit into 112 4 times with 12 left over. Bring down the 5, 125. 25 can go into 125 5 times. Subtract 125, 0, I'm done. Okay, so 3.625 divided by 2.5 is 1.45. The next thing that we're going to talk about is dividing with fractions. When we are dividing with fractions, we are going to do what's called keep, change, flip. Okay, what that means is you are going to keep the first fraction the same, change division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction over. Okay, you're going to do something called making it its reciprocal. That is another vocab word. Reciprocal basically just means a fraction flipped over. So if you had 2 over 3, the reciprocal would be 3 over 2, just like if you flipped it upside down. Okay, then to finish the problem, you guys are going to follow the directions to multiply fractions. That was back on page 3. Okay, so make sure if you guys need to refresh that, go to page 3 of your notes. Okay, here is an example. We have 3 over 4 divided by 1 over 12. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is keep. So we're going to keep the 3/4. So in my new problem, I have 3/4. I'm going to change division to multiplication. And I'm going to flip this fraction. So instead of 1 over 12, I flip it to its reciprocal, 12 over 1. Now, following the directions for multiplying fractions, I multiply straight across. So I do 3 times 12 on top and 4 times 1 on the bottom. That gives me 36 over 4. Okay, we talked about on page 3, please, please, please do not forget to simplify. Do not forget to simplify. So we could simplify, both of these can be divided by 4. So I'm going to divide by 4, divide by 4, and I get 9 over 1. But anytime you guys have a number over 1, you guys can write that as a whole number. So you could either have 9 over 1 or just 9. Okay, one thing that I want to point out is you guys are going to have some fractions called complex fractions, and that is up here in your vocab column. So a complex fraction is a fraction with a fraction in the numerator, denominator, or both. Okay, basically, guys, they are a fraction within a fraction. Okay, so here's an example. I have 3 over 4 over 1 over 2. Okay, I want you guys to make sure you read this little box here. This is the same problem as this example down here. Okay, we have 3 over 4 over 1 over 12. Here we have 3 over 4 divided by 1 over 12. Okay, one thing that I want you guys to really make sure you pay attention to and understand is that anytime you guys see a fraction bar, the fraction bar is really division. So it doesn't matter if it's presented like this, where you actually see 3/4 divided by 1/12. It's the exact same thing if you're using a fraction bar. So you're saying 3/4 divided by 1/12. Okay? So really, really make sure you guys pay attention and understand that a fraction bar means division. So this is the same exact thing as this. So if you guys get a problem like this, where it's a fraction within a fraction, you guys need to rewrite it this way so that you can follow these steps. Okay, if you guys have any questions about this, please put them in the Your Questions column, and then we will go over them in class. Okay, then I have a question here. How would the answers to both example problems have been different if one of the numbers in each problem had been negative? Okay, you guys are going to answer that in your own words. We will talk about the answer to that question in class tomorrow.